Do you really believe men and women can be just friends? Tamara did. For 2 solid years, her guy best friend was just that, a friend. No drama, no tension, no feelings, or so she thought. But then, one night, a bold dare from a stranger changed everything. It started as a joke. Go on, kiss your best friend. Just once. Harmless, right? Except it wasn't. Because that one kiss, it didn't feel like a joke. It felt like truth. The kind of truth that had been hiding in plain sight. This isn't just a story about one moment. It's about all the signals we miss, the lines we pretend aren't blurred, and the price we pay when we finally see what's been there all along. Because once Tamara crossed that line, there was no rewind, only consequences. So ask yourself, would your guy best friend still be around if he knew it would never be more than friendship? The answer might surprise you. This is Tamara's story. Tamara never saw it coming. If you'd asked her last week whether men and women could just be friends, she would have said yes. Confidently, no hesitation, no second guessing, and she would have pointed straight to Jonathan, her ride or die for the past 2 years. He'd seen her cry through breakups, helped her move twice, and knew her Chipotle order by heart. They texted every day, laughed like siblings, leaned on each other like best friends do. Nothing romantic, nothing complicated. At least, that's what she thought. But now she's not so sure, because sometimes the person who knows your heart might be hiding a piece of theirs. It started innocently enough. Brunch, mimosas, eggs Benedict, and a conversation with her friend Nicole that took a turn. They were tipsy, chatting about relationships. And Nicole mentioned something her ex once said, men and women can't be just friends, not if he's attracted to her. Tamara rolled her eyes so hard it nearly gave her a headache. That's such garbage, she said, stabbing her avocado toast. Jonathan and I have been friends for years. He's one of the few guys I actually trust. But apparently, the universe was listening, because someone at the next table overheard, a stranger, sipping black coffee. He turned with a smirk and said, if you really think he only sees you as a friend, try kissing him. See what happens. Tamara laughed, brushed it off. Silly, right? Except once the idea was planted, it grew. And now, what started as harmless curiosity has cracked something wide open. A friendship, a boundary, a blind spot she never knew existed. Because what do you do when the guy you've trusted like a brother starts looking at you like he's wanted more this whole time? Tamara tried to shake it off. Really, she did. After brunch, she laughed about the stranger's kiss your friend challenge. She even texted Nicole a string of eye roll emojis. But something about it stuck. That smug little smirk, the certainty in his voice. See what happens. Ridiculous, right? Jonathan was Jonathan, her safe place, her vent about bad dates, binge true crime buddy, her personal cheerleader and emotional support crew. The idea of kissing him, it felt about as natural as kissing her dentist. And yet, the next time they hung out, something felt off. Not wrong, just different. They were on his couch, watching one of those slow burn crime shows they always loved. Business as usual, except Tamara kept catching him looking at her. Not just looking, watching, like he was trying to memorize her laugh. The way she hugged the pillow in her lap, the curve of her smile when the plot twist hit. And when she caught him the third time, he didn't look away. He smiled. Tamara's stomach fluttered. Stupid. That was just Jonathan being Jonathan, right? But then she started replaying everything. Old memories, but through a new lens. Like that time he canceled a Tinder date just to help her build shelves. Or how he always paid when they went out, even though they'd argued about splitting the check at least 15 times. Or the night she showed up at his place in tears, and he held her all night without making it weird. Had he been waiting? Had she missed it? All of it? Tamara couldn't help herself. She started testing things. Just a little, sitting closer, laughing with a hand on his arm, talking about relationships in a way that left more space, more possibility. And Jonathan? He didn't flinch. He asked questions. He smiled. Not the usual friendly smile, but one that suddenly felt more like a quiet yes. He'd been holding for a long time. That stranger at brunch? He might have planted the seed. But Jonathan was watering it. And now, Tamara wasn't just wondering if her best friend liked her. She was starting to wonder if he'd been holding back. for her sake, this whole time. It wasn't supposed to mean anything. Tamara told herself that, over and over, when she invited Jonathan over for wine and takeout on a rainy Thursday night. Just two friends catching up. The same thing they'd done 100 times before. Nothing was different, except everything was. She lit a candle, just one. No big deal, right? She put on that soft sweater, the one that always got compliments, and told herself she wasn't trying to look good for him. Just comfy, just cozy. Sure, Jonathan showed up late, apologizing for the rain, brushing water from his hair like he'd walked straight out of a movie. He handed her Thai food, kicked off his shoes like he belonged there, because he did. He always had. They settled in, couch cushions soft, legs crossed, feet close, but not quite touching. The TV was on, but no one was watching. They were talking, the usual. But then a pause, a long one, the kind that hums with things unsaid. Tamara looked at him, really looked at him. The way his eyes softened when he looked at her, the way his knee brushed hers and didn't move, the way he was waiting. And just like that stupid brunch dare, it flashed through her head like lightning. Try kissing him, see what happens. So she did. She leaned in, slow, careful, heart hammering in her chest. And Jonathan? He didn't move, didn't flinch, didn't even blink. His hand rose to her cheek, just as her lips met his. The kiss was gentle, tentative, and then not, like something had snapped. Something years in the making. His hands pulled her closer, her breath caught. Time disappeared. It wasn't awkward, it wasn't confusing, it was like exhaling. After holding your breath for way too long, but then they pulled back. Both of them breathing hard, eyes wide, hearts racing. Jonathan, he didn't answer right away. He just looked at her, with heartbreak and hope tangled in his eyes. And then he said it. I've been waiting a long time for that. And just like that, the line they drew years ago, gone, erased, with one kiss, one moment. Now the only question left was, what comes next? Tamara couldn't sleep. She lay there in the dark, the kiss playing on repeat in her mind, like a scene from a movie she couldn't pause. Her heart was still racing, but not from excitement, from confusion, from guilt, from the slow, sinking feeling that she'd crossed a line she didn't fully understand. Yes, Jonathan kissed her back. He wanted it. That much was clear. But she didn't know what she wanted. And that was the part that scared her the most. Because the kiss, it didn't feel wrong. It felt right. But just because something feels right doesn't mean it is. She kept hearing his voice in her head. I've been waiting a long time for that. What did that even mean? Had he been holding back this whole time? 2 years of inside jokes, late night texts, quiet touches that lingered a little too long. Had it all meant something more to him? And if it had she been selfish, blind, or maybe just naive? The next morning, she didn't wait. She called Nicole. Before her friend could even say hello, I kissed him, Tamara blurted. What? Who? Jonathan. Nicole let out the most satisfying gasp Tamara had ever heard. No freaking way. What happened? Tamara told her everything. The rain, the wine, the way he looked at her, the way her stomach dropped the moment it was over. And then Nicole asked the one question Tamara had been trying to avoid. So, do you like him like that? Tamara stared at the ceiling. I don't know. That's the problem. Because liking someone as a friend isn't the same as loving them as a partner. And Jonathan, he deserved more than a maybe. He deserved certainty. By the time she hung up, Tamara knew. She couldn't pretend. Not anymore. She couldn't act like the kiss never happened, or like her feelings might bloom later if she just gave it time. She had to be honest, even if it meant losing the one person who had always been there. That night, she sat across from Jonathan again. Same couch, same closeness. But this time, no candles, no wine, no music. Just honesty and heartbreak waiting to land, because she had crossed a line, and now she had to face what was on the other side. Tamara didn't know how to start. She sat across from Jonathan. Same couch, same room. But the air between them? It was different now. Thicker, heavier, full of everything they hadn't said and everything they couldn't take back. He looked at her like he already knew what was coming, and somehow that made it worse. About the other night, she said quietly, I've been thinking. Jonathan just nodded. No pressure. Just that quiet, steady patience he always gave her. Tamara's chest tightened. It wasn't a mistake, she said, but it wasn't clarity either. She searched his face, looking for something, a flicker of hope, a flash of hurt, anything. But he just listened. Still, quiet. I care about you so much, she whispered, but I think I've always cared for you like family, not like someone I'm falling in love with. And there it was. The truth lay bare between them. And in that truth, a silence that stretched too long. I kind of figured, he said. I hoped, but I knew. Tamara's eyes stung. She hadn't meant to hurt him. Never him. I didn't mean to blur the line. You didn't. I crossed it in my own head a long time ago. Another silence. This one felt final. I don't think I can be just your friend anymore, he said. Not after this. It hurts too much. Tamara nodded, tears slipping down her cheeks, and she didn't beg him to stay, because the truth was, once crossed, some lines don't walk back. They hugged one last time at the door, and it didn't feel like closure. It felt like the end of an entire chapter. And as Tamara closed the door behind him, she realized something hard, something honest. She hadn't lost him because she kissed him. She lost him because he'd loved her all along, and she hadn't loved him back. So, what do we do with this? Because Tamara's story, it wasn't just about a kiss or a friendship that went sideways. It was about something deeper. Something a lot of women don't see until it's already too late. We love having guy friends. They're easy, fun. They don't come with pressure, or at least it feels that way. But here's the quiet truth no one really wants to say out loud. If a man is physically attracted to you and emotionally close to you, there's a good chance he doesn't see you as just a friend. He might never say it. He might play the long game. Wait silently for a moment. A slip up, a window, a chance. And all the while, you're laughing at his jokes, leaning on him during breakups, telling yourself, he's just a friend. But for him, it's not casual. It's hope. And the unraveling begins the moment you finally notice it. Or worse, when you don't, and he does. That doesn't make him a bad guy. It makes him honest about what he wants. And it makes you, like Tamara, someone who has to choose between comfort and clarity. So here's the takeaway. If you've got a guy who's always around, always listening, always lingering just a second too long, ask yourself, would he still be there if he knew he never had a chance with you? Because sometimes the connection we love is built on hopes we can't return. And the kindest thing you can do is stop pretending not to see it. Clarity might cost you the friendship, but it protects both of your hearts in the end. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments.